Good evening and welcome to another night of In the Kitchen with Tom and
Lorena.
So tonight in the kitchen we're making something really fun, Lorena.
Oh, we are? What are we making?
We are going to make pizza. You remember when we were down at Costco a couple weeks ago and we bought that pizza stone?
Uh-huh.
And with that pizza stone came this pizza cookbook.
Wow. What kind of pizza are you making tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to make two pizzas. We're going to make a really nice garlicky shrimp pizza.
Ooh, shrimpy.
With cherry tomatoes. And we're also going to make a special pizza for the camera guy.
Oh, that's right.
He likes pepperoni pizza. So we're making pepperoni pizza. The recipe, it's just a flat out pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
But when I was telling him about it, he said, isn't there going to be mushrooms? So we got to put mushrooms on it for him. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in a special guest to join us in the kitchen tonight. Coming to us live via Skype, we've got my mom. So my mom is going to be joining us.
This is exciting.
Exactly. Now hopefully you'll be able to hear her. Let's see.
So she's going to guide us how to make the...
Well, she's kind of a pro. She taught me everything I know.
Okay.
So we'll see here.
This should be really fun.
Let's see. It's ringing. I think it might be her bedtime.
Oh,
We'll see.
Mom. What
Yeah.
time is it in Cleveland?
Back in Cleveland? Well, we'll ask her. Hey, Mom, how you doing?
Good.
Welcome to In the Kitchen with Tom and Lorena.
Hi.
Good. What are you going to make?
Oh, tonight we are making pizza.
Oh.
Lorena wanted to go out to Round Table,
Yeah.
and I said, that's just unacceptable.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be making...
Wait a minute. I
What?
want to ask you something.
What?
Every video I see when you're cooking,
Yes?
Rena's with you. You have your chef hat on. You have an apron on.
I know.
She never has one.
Where's mine, honey? Well,
You know
Chris is
what? I'm
coming.
glad you asked, because today I stopped by and picked one up for her. Because we can't do In the Kitchen with Tom and Lorena without
Isn't
Lorena
that
having
sweet?
her own little apron.
Oh, I love it.
So we've got an apron for Lorena.
Thank you.
Say.
Okay, let's get this all set up there for her. I'll tie it up.
I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
Okay.
I'm so glad. I got
All
one
right,
too.
so we got her. So now we got her in her apron.
Isn't he sweet?
That's good. Okay.
All right.
And then-
Now I'm ready.
She's got to have her chef hat.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
You're going all the way here. Okay, hold
Yeah,
on.
we're going all out. Okay, and let's get this all dialed in.
I'm a
Let's
real
see.
chef.
Oh yes, you are a real chef.
How do I
Okay.
look?
She looks better in hers than you do in yours.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
All right. So listen, what we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to do the whole thing from scratch. So we're making pizza dough, and I thought because you used to make pizza for all us kids, what, once a month at least, I think you would make it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was always a big production. I can remember
Took me
you.
all day.
It took you all day long, and all us kids were in there just waiting, you know, for the pizza to come out of the oven. So I don't know if this pizza is going to be as good as the ones you used to make us kids back there in Euclid, Ohio, but we're going to give it our best shot. So the pizza dough that we're making tonight, we're just going to go over the ingredients real quick. It calls for 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, which we've got right there. I've already measured this stuff out. And then it calls for 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. So we've got that. I'm just going to take the 1/4 cup of the whole wheat flour and put it in with that. And then I also pre-measured out the other ingredients. Just 1 package of yeast, or 2½ teaspoons. It's 2½ teaspoons of yeast. And the recipe calls for quick rise yeast, and I didn't actually have that. So I jumped on the phone and I asked my mom, can I just use regular yeast, active yeast, instead of the quick? And she said, no problem, right?
Right.
Okay, so why wouldn't they just say a package of yeast and then let people decide whether they want to use quick rise or just regular active yeast?
I don't know, but I always use the regular yeast.
Okay, so that's what we're using tonight. And then 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix all that in there, just like that. Now,
Do you know why it calls for sugar?
no.
Because that's food for the yeast.
Ah, the sugar is food for the yeast.
Yes.
Very
Okay,
interesting.
that's good. And what's food for the soul, Mom?
I guess homemade pizza.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, I'm going to instruct Lorena as we go here. We just got this new food processor, another item from Costco. And Lorena, what we want to do is in the food processor, we want to combine the all-purpose flour, the wheat flour, the yeast, sugar, and salt. Okay, so go ahead and put that on in there.
Okay.
Just pour it. It's heavy.
You just put it in there.
Pour it on in there. All right.
Okay.
And get that off of the top of the blade there. Okay, so go ahead and put the top on, and you just snap it from the back, kind of like that. Okay, now what it says just to pulse to mix the ingredients.
Okay.
So you're just going to pulse that. Go ahead and just pulse it a few times, several times. How's she doing, Mom?
Doing great.
Okay, good. So now that we've pulsed the ingredients and with the motor running, we're going to add the water and the olive oil. So what it calls for is 1 1/4 cups of warm water. So I've had some water sitting in the microwave, and I'm just going to check the temperature real quick. And it's going up. It's going up. It's just under 100 degrees. Should I nuke it a little bit more, Mom? And get it up to 110, or is 100 degrees
That's what
okay?
it is to do.
Okay, so we'll just warm it up just a little bit more.
Okay.
Maybe about 15.
Maybe about 5 seconds.
I'll do 10 seconds. Okay, so while that's going, then I got to get the olive oil. All right. Mom, did you see the recipe that Lorena and I did for the Thanksgiving, the pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
That pumpkin pie came out really nice.
Excellent.
I'll stick to my pumpkin pie recipe.
You'll stick to your pumpkin pie. Now, people...
I made 2 pumpkin pies, a pecan pie and an apple pie for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Nice.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think that recipe could be found on your website, which is www.annskitchencorner.com.
That's right.
Okay, so all you people out there in YouTube land, it's www.annskitchencorner.com, and you'll find all of my mom's recipes on that website. So now we've got this, and we've got, let's make sure we got that right. It's about 1, and just take out a little bit of that water. Okay, so Lorena, what we're going to do now is with the motor running, we're going to add the water and olive oil in a steady stream. So wait one moment. I'm going to go ahead and put the olive oil in with the water.
Okay.
Okay, so we need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm just going to go ahead
Hey,
and...
wait.
Yes?
Are you measuring that right over the cup? Are you pouring it out into the cup?
I was going to.
Well, what happens if more goes in?
Oh, okay. Well, you're right. But, Mom, I've got a pretty steady hand.
I don't
So,
care.
all right. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of
That doesn't
olive
look like
oil.
It's real full, is it?
The what?
Is it real full?
Yeah, we're putting in
Olive oil?
I don't know if it's real full.
Well,
I think it's about, Mom, it's about 3/4 of the way full.
I meant your tablespoon
Oh, yeah.
olive oil.
Yeah, it's real full.
Okay.
Okay, so now we've got the water and the olive oil. And what we're going to do is with the motor running, you're going to turn it on. You're going to add the water and olive oil in a steady stream. So let's take that out. And you're going to add that in. Just in a steady stream, slowly. Okay.
A little bit slower.
A little bit slower. Mom says a little bit slower. There you go. You getting all this, cameraman? Okay, he gave me a good nod.
He looks like his arms are getting tired.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, so we're going to just keep adding that into a steady stream. You got that? She's a little bit faster, I think. Keep going. Okay, and then it says, to add that in a steady stream and then pulse until the dough comes together in a rough mass, about 12 seconds. So we're going to turn it off, I'm assuming. And now we're going to pulse it. What? Just like that?
Don't you have a pulse section?
I have a pulse button.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let me check Lorena's pulse. Oh, Mom, her pulse is beating really fast. Is that okay?
I think you better get that pizza done real fast.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry. Okay, so I'm just, okay, so it says to pulse it until it comes together in a rough mass.
Right.
So I think we pretty much have that in a rough mass. Let's take a look.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'll take a look. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, that is.
That's a rough mass, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, you go to church every Sunday. Do you ever have a rough mass when you go to church on Sundays?
I go to church every day.
Oh, every day. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to be a comedian.
I know, but you're not being very fun.
All right. Anyway, so now it says,
My hand.
it says let the dough rest for 5 to 10 minutes. So we're going to do that, folks. We're going to let this dough rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. And while the dough is resting, we're going to let the cameraman rest his arm, okay? So we'll be back in just about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, so we're back. It's been about, what, 7 minutes now, I think, Lorena, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the dough has been setting here in the food processor. Now the next step for this pizza dough is to process it again for 25 to 30 seconds. Lorena, you're a good processor, right?
Very good.
So I'm going to set the timer. Timer, 30 seconds, and you turn the machine
It
on.
said 25 seconds.
Okay, go ahead, Lorena. Turn it on. All right, just let it go. Whoop. Oh, I guess. There you go. Okay, so it's just processing, and it says to steady the top. Too bad you couldn't be here to join us for the pizza, Mom. The last time I had you over for dinner, my house almost burnt down. Okay. All right, so that's done. We're going to turn that off now.
No, you're not kidding.
I know, they know that we're not kidding. They can dig through my
He's
YouTube
always
videos and
kidding.
see the house fire. All right.
It's true.
So anyway, so we're going to, the dough should be tacky to the touch, but not sticky. So Lorena, why don't you see if it's tacky to the touch, but not sticky?
It's a little sticky.
It is a little sticky. Okay, well, we'll see.
A little.
Anyway, so now it says the dough should be tacky to the touch, but not sticky, and we're going to transfer the dough to a lightly floured work surface. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to just pop that out of there. Oh, that's messy. Lorraine, could you get me a spatula, please?
Well,
Right over it.
I know.
Go ahead and get me a spatula. Now this is the first time that I've done this pizza dough like this. So we're going to just get it out. Why don't you do
This
that,
is like an
Lorena? Go ahead and
experiment.
do that. I'll position the camera here so my mom can see what's going on.
It's a little sticky.
So it's a little sticky. That's okay. Just try to get it all out. Look good, Mom?
Yeah, but it doesn't really look all that sticky.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, it's for us, it's a sticky.
Sprinkle a little bit of flour over the top of it.
Yeah, I will. I'm just going to get all this, the rest of this out of here. You know, Mom, Lorena's really good at washing dishes.
Oh, yes, Tom. And you,
You know?
too.
Really good at washing dishes. She's the best dishwasher I've ever seen.
Oh, God.
All right. So anyway, so now we've got that. It actually looks pretty good. I'm going to sprinkle that just a little bit. You want to step back so cameraman can get that. I'm going to sprinkle that with the flour.
Now flip that over
Flip it over.
in the flour.
Okay. And just kind of get it into a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your hands
Uh-huh.
and have your heel of your hand.
Okay.
No, bring it back
Yes.
and have it go up and over.
like this.
With your, but do it with the heel of your hand.
Okay. Well, I've got it. It's a nice ball, I should say. Speaking of bowl, though, Lorena, you want to oil this? So Lorena's going to put a little bit of olive oil into the bowl there. Just pour, now pour it into the bowl itself, Lorena. Or you can do it that way. Just go ahead and get that all in there. Oh, this looks really good. Can you see that, Mom?
Yes.
Looks really good. All right. So now it says Lorena's got the dough in a large oiled bowl, and we're going to put this inside like that. Okay, and I'm gonna, oh yeah, that's right. You want to actually get oil on it, right?
On both sides.
Right. I'm gonna put just
no. You just take, no.
No what?
You oiled the bowl.
Oops.
Right, I know.
But you just take and you.
Right, I'm just putting a little more oil in.
You don't want too much oil.
No, it's not too much, but it didn't seem like there was very much in there. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so there's not a lot of oil in there totally, but I'm just
turn the dough over so it's on the other side.
Okay, just like that. Now we're going to cover it with some plastic wrap. Now, in the recipe book, it says that it takes about an hour and a half to rise, but I was talking to my mom earlier, and I was telling her that, you know, it's going to take quite a while. So my mom had actually suggested that while we were making the dough, to get this to rise a little bit faster, we were going to turn on the oven to warm, maybe not even 200 degrees. And the oven, while we've been making this dough, has been on at
no, well, it should have been off. I told you to heat it, and then when you started making
okay.
it.
Well, I can open the door just a crack and let some of the heat out. Okay.
Don't forget you're using cellophane there, so you just want it warm.
Exactly. So, okay, so that's it. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to pop this into the oven, and then we'll be back in about 45 minutes or so. And actually,
It's not a plastic bowl.
Okay, no, it's not a plastic bowl.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just put this into the oven, just like that. And we're going to let that sit for about an hour, and while that's sitting, I'm going to make some real simple tomato sauce. And then we'll get the rest of the ingredients done, and then we'll be ready for our dinner. You ready for? Okay, so the pizza dough is rising. I'm giving the cameraman a break, and I've got Lorena operating the camera.
Here.
And yeah, okay. So while Lorena's operating the camera, we're going to make some simple tomato sauce. And in this frying pan here, I have 1/4 cup of olive oil. You want to come on in here, Lorena? You got 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I have 5 cloves of garlic, which has been minced. Okay, so I'm going to put the garlic into the heated olive oil. It says to warm the olive oil over medium heat. So I've got the olive oil, that's been heating up, and I'm just going to put this garlic just into that olive oil that's heating up. And what it says to do, that, stir it frequently until it's fragrant, about 1 or 2 minutes. So I'm going to just go ahead and set the timer like that. And I'm just going to heat that up. Get that garlic just heated up into that warmed up olive oil. Now while that's heating up and I'm stirring it, it says to be careful not to scorch it or the garlic will taste bitter. Okay, so you don't want to do that. And then over here you can see I have the rest of the ingredients, and inside there I have a 15-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I've got a teaspoon of dried basil, rather. 1/4, or actually 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme, and 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. There's also about a tablespoon and a half of red wine vinegar. So while I'm finishing this up, and it's almost there, it says that what you want to do is in the bowl, so I've got that bowl if you want to call it a bowl, I'm going to stir together the garlic oil mixture along with the tomatoes, basil, oregano, thyme, and pepper, and a third of a cup of water and 1.5 tablespoons of the vinegar. So what I need to do is I need to get a third of a cup of water. I've got that right over here. Okay, so there's my third of a cup of water. I'm going to put that in there. And, okay, that's been going. Hey Tim, can you smell this garlic?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay, so it's not quite ready. But, no, I think Tim's senses aren't, what they used to be. Tim is the cameraman, by the way. And we will get him on this video before the end of the night. So anyway, so we've got that all going there. Okay, there's our timer. Now I'm just going to take this and just put it on in there. And that, my folks, is simple tomato sauce. And I'm just going to mix all that in there, just like that. So we'll be back in just a little bit. The dough is rising. I've got this all set up. While the dough is rising, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen and get all the ingredients ready for to go on top of the pizza. So we'll be back in a few. Okay, so it's been an hour, finally. The guests are getting hungry, but you know what? I gotta say that this dough, it's been resting for about an hour, and what it says is it should double and be bulk and doubled in bulk and spongy. So there you can see it, and it's a little bit tacky. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take that and I'm going to put it on a lightly floured work surface, just like this. Then I'm going to punch it down. I'm going to just put that out like that. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this. Okay, like that. And I think I should be probably singing, "When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore." Okay, anyway, back to the pizza. Lorena, why are you laughing?
Because it's so funny.
Okay, all right. So anyway, look at that. You know what, I gotta say, this is some really nice pizza dough, So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna divide this in half. So I'm just gonna eye it, and I'm going to come over here and I'm just gonna grab a knife, and that's about half, about like that. Okay, so there you go. You got my two halves. So I'm going to shape each of these into a smooth ball, okay? And I'm going to dust just a little bit with flour, not too much. I got to tell you, that looks really good. I'm really surprised at how well this came out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually freeze one of these pizza doughs and use it for another time. So what it says now to do is to just let this rest for about 10 minutes before we proceed. And I'm going to go ahead and just start the timer like that. And I've got I have the oven preheated to 450 degrees. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll get on with our dinner. Okay, so it's been about 7 minutes. And the pizza here, I'm going to take my little roller. I like this, when Lorena's not chasing me around the house with this thing, it comes in really handy for making some pizza. You getting hungry yet, Lorena?
Oh, very.
Okay. So, what's interesting is that a lot of times Lorena and I make a 7-grain whole wheat pizza dough. And what I'm noticing is that this is just so easy to handle. And I'm not that experienced yet that I feel comfortable throwing this up Maybe I should learn how to do that. That'd be a fun video. But anyway, so I'm just going to roll this. Just going to roll it out. Try to get it in a round shape. Like that. Just going to work it. It's not coming out perfectly round. And I'm sure if my mom were still online that she'd have a secret for getting that done. And again, I am just an amateur cook. I don't want anybody out there in YouTube land to think that I'm anything but. So, you gotta forgive me. Okay, so anyway, I've got that spread out pretty well. We're going to be back here in just a minute, and we're going to transfer this to the pizza stone, and then we're going to top it with the ingredients and get it in the oven and get it in our mouth. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so the first pizza we're going to do here, it's the pizza with the garlicky shrimp and the cherry tomatoes. And interestingly enough, this pizza recipe doesn't call for any sauce. And it just says to brush the raised edge. And I'm assuming this is what they mean, the raised edge of the dough with some olive oil. Okay, just like that. And the recipe called for 1/2 pound of small shrimp peeled and deveined half lengthwise, 2 large cloves of garlic, and a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. It also told me that I should salt and pepper the dough generously. So I'm going to put some salt and pepper on the pizza dough just like that. And what it says is scatter the shrimp and then the cherry tomatoes evenly over the dough. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to spread these shrimp all around. I have no idea what this is going to taste like, but you know, we'll see. So we're just going to get those shrimp all the way around. I'm going to spread them out evenly, just like that. Okay, so those are all spread out. Okay, just like so. Alright, got all those. Okay, and now I'm going to take the cherry tomatoes. It calls for 1 cup of cherry tomatoes. And I'm just going to put those around. It's kind of like that. It says to cut them in half if they're large cherry tomatoes. And if they're small cherry tomatoes, just put them on their whole. So I've got the cherry tomatoes on there now. And what else does it say? Transfer the pizza stone to the, okay, bake until that is 16 to 18 minutes. And it also, I noticed that it asked for a 1/3 cup of coarsely chopped parsley, and I'm just trying to see that goes on after the pizza comes out of the oven. So there is your garlicky shrimp and cherry tomato pizza. All right, and now we're going to get on to the main event, and here is the main event right here. So on this pizza here, this is the pizza stone that I had picked up at Costco, and that pizza stone was preheated in the oven. So I was preheating the oven to 450, and the pizza stone came out of the oven at 450 degrees. So again, on this particular recipe here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush the raised edge of the dough with the light coating of the olive oil. It's kind of like that. Okay. Again, I'm not sure what they're talking about because they say, you know, do the raised edge, and I don't know necessarily that this is the raised edge, but you can see that this dough here is actually cooking a little bit because it was sitting on the hot stone. So I've got that done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread the, I'm going to take the tomato sauce, and I'm going to put that over here, just like this. I'm going to put the pizza sauce right over the top, about like so. And a nice little trick that my mother taught me was to take the other side of a spoon and use that and just kind of spread this out. So you got all that spreading out nice and evenly. You know, I have a feeling that this pizza is going to be well worth the wait that my guests here have been so patiently waiting for. So we're going to just spread that pizza sauce out just like that. Okay, and now we're going to sprinkle the oregano and the mozzarella over the sauce. So up here I've got the mozzarella just like this. Okay, sprinkle that over the sauce. It's actually looking pretty good. So I got that sprinkled over the sauce. And after I do that, and the oregano I have is right here. Here's some oregano. And what it actually calls for is a 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano. And I don't have that, so I'm just going to take this and just kind of just put some oregano over that. Okay, so we got the oregano over there, maybe a little bit more. Now we've got the pepperoni, the start attraction there. We're just going to take that pepperoni. My guest Tim, who's joining us for dinner, he really likes pepperoni, so we're going to be quite generous with the pepperoni on this pizza. I'm just going to spread that all around, just like that. Okay, and even though this recipe that we're making is just a simple pepperoni pizza, we're going to add some other ingredients to this as well. And what I have here is I have some mushrooms that I've sliced up, and we're just going to add some nice mushrooms to this pizza, just like this. Spread those around. You can put just about anything on a pizza. Kind of like this. For those of you out there that have ever been to Holland, they make pancakes that look like pizzas, and they'll have like a pancake dinner, and it looks it's quite interesting. If you just Google something like Holland pancake dinner or something like that, you'll come up with a video of people eating that over there. So anyway, so we got that. I'm going to put some green peppers on here, just like this. Okay. Just get some green peppers on there. I'm just loading this whole thing up. Tim's telling me I missed something there. So we got all that. Now the last thing it says to do is to take 2 ounces of Pecorino Romano or Parmesan cheese shaved with a vegetable peeler. So there you see I have some really nice good quality Parmesan cheese. And I'm just putting that all over there. How's that look, Mr. Fawcett? He gives a big thumbs up. Okay, so we're going to just spread that around. Okay, now we have the pizzas all ready to go into the oven, and it says to cook these for about 18 to 20 minutes until the cheese is bubbling. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my little oven mitt here. We're going to pop these pizzas in, and we'll be back in about 18 minutes sitting down for a nice pizza dinner.
Oh my gosh, the pizza's ready.
Oh!
Finally.
Finally, you're ready for
Yes,
pizza, aren't you?
Totally. I've been starting
Let's get it
for
out and
years.
let's get it out and see how it turned out.
Okay, let's see. Oh my god, look at this.
Wow. Boy, that pizza looks good.
Delicious. Okay,
Uh-huh.
let's see. This is hot.
Now that is the garlicky shrimp, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get that out of the
This one
pizza.
first.
How does it look?
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Wow, look at that. What I'm
That
gonna
looks
do-
really nice. So get that off of the pan there. Just slide it off. There you go.
Whee.
I think you just, right over here, slide it from the edge. Now pick up the other side. There you go. And just slide it onto the, there.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's take this one and put it over here.
Okay.
Now let's get out the main attraction.
This is the main attraction right here.
How's it look?
Oh my, oh, shoot.
Careful, it's very hot.
I know.
Wait, Lorena.
Yeah.
There you go. Put your fingers in there, you go, and use the other side. Careful, now just slide it off of there. Oh, look at that.
Pizza is ready, baby.
Now that looks like a nice pizza.
Yes.
Look at that, and the crust.
Wow.
How'd the crust come out?
Just
Ooh,
perfect.
look at that.
Finally.
Okay, so we're just gonna cut this up now.
Okay, I'll be cutting the pizza. Okay.
Just cut it in half.
Is that half?
Just you want to use the use some force there. There you go. Okay.
All right, baby.
All right, so
Good.
let's we'll get these pizzas cut up and then onto the table, and it's chow
Success.
time. Boy, that looks good.
Smell delicious.
They do, huh? All right.
Okay.
Let's cut them up.
Wonderful.
Okay, we actually had forgotten, but the chopped parsley, the coarsely chopped parsley, needed to go on top of the garlicky shrimp and cherry tomato pizza. So that's what it looks like at the end. And to round the evening off, we're going to come on over here and join our guest for a nice little toast.
Oh,
That's Mr. Fawcett, the cameraman. Thank you, Mr. Fawcett, for joining us this evening. Thank you, honey. Cheers.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay.
It's really delicious.
So how's it taste? It tastes good?
Very good.
Yeah? All right. So
Worthwhile.
thank you for tuning into this video, and hope you have a great evening.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Lorena, turn off the camera.
No, honey,
No.
now you tell me who's the best dishwasher.
No, wait. Stop. Lorena, you're...
See?
This isn't right.
I told you guys, it's him. Look at him.
Okay,
What a
stop.
great job.
Cut.
No, no, no. This is going to be in the video too. We had a just great pizza and now he's washing the dishes. What a guy. Wow. Thank you, Tommy.
Good night.